All right, guys and girls, we have here our Paladin filtration system. This is our base unit. When I say base unit, I'm really not giving it enough credit. We designed this thing to be the ultimate water filtration system to work with a water softener. What we did is we looked at all the problems that we've ever seen. I've been plumbing for 20 years now, and all the problems I've ever seen with filtration and water softeners, I sat down and just wanted to solve all those issues. So this is what we did first and foremost. Everyone knows water softeners typically come with a plastic bypass valve. So we eliminated that by providing a true brass bypass valve installed on every unit. These are all high quality brass products and they'll last a very, 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 very long time. Another problem is that softeners, you gotta have pre-filtration. You gotta have a filter before it goes into the water softener. But we don't wanna overcomplicate matters, right? And build you some system that's gonna cost you a ton of money and you're gonna have to hire us to come do your maintenance or, buy these special proprietary cartridges or anything like that. So what we did is we said, okay, what does the customer need? And nothing more, but give them everything they could possibly need for the system. And what would we do for our own place? You know what I mean? So resin is plastic beads. That's what it's made from. It's little beads of plastic. It depends solely on its ability to maintain its surface area so it can live a long time. One of the biggest things we see is nobody ever has a pre-filter, or they install some media inside the tank, which that's not very easy for us to get to, is it? But they install media inside the tank that protects the resin, right? And that's overcomplicating matters. We want a big tank with resin to remove the calcium and magnesium molecules, and we don't want it to do anything else. We want a very simple head unit. That's why we pick the Fleck 5600 SXT for residential applications. It's hands down my favorite all day long. And if you have a really huge house with like 75 bathrooms, they have systems where you can put multiple tanks on here. Pre-filter, very, very important. Coconut fiber wrapped around carbon. Carbon, as we all know, removes the vast majority of chemicals and impurities. The coconut fiber catches all the sediments and whatnot. So now before it goes into the water softener, it's literally clean to the point where it's not going to damage the resin. Now, the resin catches all the calcium and magnesium molecules. Then it comes out of this line here and goes into our KDF activated alumina combination filter. This thing is a beast, guys. I have a list on our website. I don't even want to go through the list right now of what it removes, but it'll knock your socks off. I feel so safe at home knowing that I have carbon wrapped in coconut fiber, water softener, KDF and activated alumina is a juggernaut. I got this stuff. I'm drinking my tap water. I'm drinking my bath water. I'm drinking my shower water. I'll drink my toilet water. I don't recommend it for you, but I'll do it. This stuff is amazing. So now it comes out of here, goes into a hose bib that we've installed for you that does swivel. You can move it back and forth and put it wherever you want to. I like to keep it here when it's staged because we have a pressure gauge on here. This hose bib serves two purposes, right? We have three purposes actually. We have a pressure gauge here so we can monitor our pressure. As you can see, it's right at about 80 PSI. We monitor our pressure because if our pressure goes way too high, we know we're gonna have problems, plumbing issues. We need to get that addressed right away. We're always gonna be looking at our filtration system when we come out in our garage, right? We gotta put salt in the tank, or we just wanna get in the habit of taking a look real quick. All we gotta do is look right there, boom, we know what our water pressure is. Second thing it's used for is bleeding the system whenever we're gonna change our cartridges. When we're gonna change our cartridges, what we're gonna do is we're gonna close this valve here. This is the incoming valve. Then we're gonna close this valve here. And if we want to, we can go ahead and open this valve here to allow water to go directly from the city into the house. I don't really like to do that, but maybe your wife's in the shower right now and you wanna change the filters real quick. You can leave this sucker on, it's not gonna really hurt anything that much. And then you can go ahead and change your filter. But before you change your filter, I've had so many people in the past just grab this sucker and wrench and wrench and wrench. I don't care how strong you are. You can be a bodybuilder. I promise you, you will not remove this like that because it's under vacuum. It's under pressure. So what we want to do is we want to swing this guy out, connect a garden hose to this, open this guy up. Right now it's open, but we close it, connect a garden hose to this, open this guy up, and relieve all that pressure inside this system. Once we relieve all that pressure inside this system, really easy to remove the cartridge. Now, back to worrying about like removing it from the wall or something. Not really anything you got to worry about. We designed this system with that in mind, because I did have in the past customers that had these mounted directly to a wall or directly to a 2x4 similar to this, and they'll literally rip it completely off of all that stuff. So we want to make sure things were much, much stronger. So we designed a mounting system that's proprietary to our units, and we do have the patent pending stuff in process right now. But what we're doing is we're using a mounting system that uses 6 brackets. And these brackets mount to one plate. And that plate allows us to just grab this guy, pop him on here. And as you can see, we have 2 little bands down here. And you just pull these bands. If you want to remove it, pull those bands down, tip it backward and pull it up. 765 pounds of sheer weight. This thing is not a joke. So if you hook your garden hose to here, you're washing your car with your soft water, you don't have to worry so much about, oops, I got to yank that hose a little bit. Seriously, you could yank on it. You'll void your warranty if you rip it off the wall by tying the water hose to your truck and pulling on it to test this out though. So now we have a check valve here also. We wanted to make sure that we have a check valve here because anytime you have, any plumber will know and tell you that anytime you have a filtration system, you want to protect it at all costs. We want to protect not only the water coming into our softener, but we also want to protect the system from impurities. There's only 2 ways impurities can get into this system. That is back siphonage. Oh wait, we solved that problem for you. Or the brine tank. Now the brine tank is the only thing we don't have control over. We couldn't solve this problem for you because it's up to you to once a year clean your brine tank out. Stop putting salt in it once a year and then let it drain down completely. Once it's out of salt, then just go ahead and take this thing. We have another video showing you how to do that. Take this thing out, give it a good wash, give it a good clean, put your new salt in there because there are impurities in every salt you purchase. I don't care what salt you purchase, there are impurities in there. There's also dust in the air, all kinds of different things, right? So we want to make sure and we always keep this guy really, really clean. And once a year is all it takes. That way, whenever it's drawing brine water in here, it's going to keep the sucker clean. Yeah, there is a screen in here, but it's a screen. Funk builds up inside of head units, and we don't want that. So that's the best thing we can do for you with that. We have our nice little clear hose here so that you can see whenever it's regenerating and it's cleaning itself, you can see like how many impurities are coming through there, so you can kind of get a visual if anything, you know, could potentially be something that you need to be concerned about. So once you're done changing your cartridge, like I said, you drain this out, change your cartridge out, put your housing back up, make sure and lube your O-rings, guys. Always lube the O-rings. These are idiot proof. If you lube these 2 O-rings right here when you reinstall this thing, 99.99999999999% of the time, you're not gonna have a leak. So once you've done that and you've reinstalled this, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go ahead and close this guy off. Hope wife's not in the shower because she's about to be mad. Turn this guy back on, and then it's going to restore pressure all the way to this point. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your hose and you're going to flush this system out. And it's not going to be going into your house just yet. We want to flush this system out really good with your garden hose to make sure that carbon gets flushed out and everything, so we're not, you know, getting a mouthful of carbon when we get our glass of water. Once you're done doing all that, you go ahead and shut this guy back down, open this guy back up. You know you don't have any leaks at this point, and you are good to go. Guys, I can't tell you enough. We actually genuinely love you. We want you to have a system that you can order your cartridges from anywhere you feel like ordering them. You can change your cartridges at the intervals you feel like changing them. And you don't have to worry about this investment here, this machine that you don't want to work on and you don't want to look at. You just want it to do its job and you want to forget about it. And you just want to put your salt in the tank and not even think about it. You don't want to work on it. You don't want to nothing. That's why we built this unit here, is so that we make sure that you guys always can protect your investment. This right here, comparatively, this is what we removed. Check this out. I'm not gonna tell you the brand. We won't tell you the brand, but this is what we removed right here. I know it's a little older of a unit, but we see a lot of the newer units too. Okay, get the camera away so I can move my hands. We see a lot of the newer units too, and you're on a maintenance plan. You're paying yearly or monthly. You're having to add these different chemicals in it to clean it. All this nonsense. It's all nonsense. Just stop charging people 10 grand for units. Stop charging people $2 grand a year to fix their stuff or work on their stuff. Just get this system right here. Just make it easy on yourself. You're paying $1,500 for this unit. You're paying $1,200 for this unit. That's, you know, for $3 grand. And we have great plumbers that we recommend using. You use our plumbers, you get a warranty on this thing that is unmatched by any other company. So hands down, this is the way you want to go.